Right now, as you are watching this video, inside your body, there is an incredibly intelligent system waiting to be activated. It can clean out damaged cells, reduce inflammation, slow aging, and even improve how your brain functions. But there is a truth that most people never realize. With just one very small action you repeat every morning, you are accidentally shutting that system off completely. Not because you are lazy, not because you lack discipline, but because you are doing exactly what society calls normal, eating right after waking up. Think about a typical day. You wake up, you may not actually be hungry, but you still eat a cup of coffee with sugar, a piece of pastry, a light breakfast. A few hours later, you eat lunch. In the afternoon, as you snack again, dinner is a full meal, and sometimes a little something before bed. On the surface, this looks completely normal, but at a biological level, this is a continuous stream of signals sent to your body, repeated every single day. Everything is abundant. No need to repair. No need to clean. The problem is your body was not designed to function this way. It was not designed to eat continuously from morning to night. It was designed to alternate between two completely different states. One state is building, one state is repairing, and these two states never happen at the same time. When you eat, your body shifts into building mode. Hormones rise. Energy is stored. Cells grow, but at the same time, something else is completely turned off. That is the cellular cleanup process, where faulty proteins, damaged components, and biological waste are removed. You do not see it. You do not directly feel it, but it determines how you age. What is important is your body is actually trying to do this every single day, every night. When you sleep, insulin begins to drop. Repair signals start to activate. A slow cleanup process quietly begins. No effort required. No conscious thought needed. Your body already knows what to do. But then the next morning, the moment you put food into your mouth, everything stops. Not slows down. Not reduces, but stops immediately. This is the part many people find hard to believe. How can just a small meal have such a big impact? The answer lies in how your body communicates internally every time you eat. Insularise, and at the same time, a powerful signaling system is activated, telling every cell, we have energy from the outside. Stop all cleanup activities. This is not a flaw. This is design, but the problem begins when that signal never stops. When you eat continuously from morning to night, your body has almost no period long enough to switch into deep repair mode. What does that mean? It means that the things that should have been cleared out remain day after day, year after year. And the most frightening part is, you do not feel it immediately. There is no obvious pain, no urgent signal, just a very slow change. You start to feel more tired. Your mind is no longer as sharp as before. Fat accumulates more easily. Your body recovers more slowly. Most people think that is due to aging. But in many cases, it is because your body has never had the chance to clean itself properly. If there is one thing you need to remember in this part, it is this. The problem is not what you eat. It is whether your body is ever allowed to stop eating long enough to repair itself. Part 1. The biological switch when the body builds, when it cleans. If the previous part was the problem, then this part is the mechanism truly behind it all. Not willpower, not discipline, but a biological switch. You cannot see, yet it is deciding everything that happens inside your body, inside each cell. There are two systems operating like opposing sides. One side is building, one side is cleaning, and they never operate at the same time. When you eat, a cascade of signals is activated almost immediately. Insulin rises to handle energy. But that is only the surface. Deeper, a growth switch is turned on. It signals the entire body that there is energy. Build, store, grow. This is a state your body is very good at. You eat, you have energy, you build tissue. Store fat. Recover. There is nothing wrong with that. But what few people understand is the moment this building mode is activated, the cleaning mode is completely turned off. Not reduced, but turned off. Imagine your body as a city. You cannot build new houses. While demolishing old structures on the same piece of land, you have to choose one. And your body is the same. When you stop eating, a completely different process begins. Insulin is no longer elevated. It gradually decreases. And when the signal there is energy from the outside disappears, another system is activated. It is the signal that allows the body to switch into a more intelligent survival mode, no longer building, beginning to recycle. At the cellular level, this means faulty proteins, damaged components, parts that no longer function efficiently begin to be identified, not to be destroyed meaninglessly, but to be reused. Your body does not waste. It does not throw things away. It recycles what is old to create new energy and raw materials. This is exactly why this process is considered one of the most intelligent mechanisms in biology. But there is one important detail that most people overlook. This process does not turn on immediately when you stop eating. It needs time. In the first 8 to 10 hours, your body is still processing energy from the previous meal. It does not truly need to clean yet. After around 12 hours, the signals begin to change. The body recognizes that external energy has decreased. It begins to shift state. But only at around 14 to 16 hours, the cleaning process truly begins to accelerate. This is the point where your body has no choice but to turn inward to find energy, and that is exactly when the cleanup system operates at its strongest. What is interesting is, most people reach this threshold every day. During sleep, you sleep 7 to 8 hours. You have not eaten during that entire time. Your body is getting very close to a deeper cleaning state. Everything is moving in the right direction. But then you wake up and eat immediately. You are not just starting your day. You are resetting the entire process that had just begun. The body returns to building mode. The cleaning process is interrupted right before it truly goes deep into what needs to be handled. And this repeats every day. Not enough time. Not enough space. Not enough conditions for the body to complete its work. This is why so many people feel like they are doing everything right. They do not eat terribly. They move their bodies, but they still feel like their body is not truly optimal. not because they lack effort, but because they have never created the right biological state. If you understand this, you will start to see eating in a completely different way, not just what to eat, but when to stop eating. Part 2, what really happens when your body starts cleaning. When your body passes that threshold, around 14 to 16 hours, everything begins to change in a way that you can actually feel, not immediately, but clear enough for you to notice something is different. The first thing many people notice is not weight loss. It is mental clarity. It sounds strange because you are not eating, yet you feel more alert. The reason is not willpower. It is that the environment inside your brain is changing when the body enters the cleaning state. Faulty proteins that accumulate between neurons begin to be processed. Signals between cells become cleaner, less noise, more efficient. That is why many people describe this feeling as a lighter mind. Not because they have more energy from food, but because their system is operating more efficiently. The second thing that happens is your energy levels become more stable. Normally, when you eat multiple meals a day, your energy depends on glucose. You eat, energy rises. A few hours later, it drops. You need to eat again. But when the body shifts into the cleaning state, it begins using a more stable internal energy source, no longer fully dependent on external input. This creates a very clear difference. No more spikes and crashes. No more feeling like you have to eat now. Just a steady level of energy that lasts. The third thing is directly related to the fat in your body. Many people think that when fasting, the body will eat muscle first. But in reality, your body prioritizes handling less efficient components first. Faulty proteins, damaged cellular parts, and especially stored fat. This is not a random process. This is a survival strategy. The body preserves what is still useful and eliminates what is no longer necessary, so when the cleaning state is properly activated, you are not just losing fat. You are improving the quality of your own cells. The fourth thing is something you cannot see immediately, but it has the most long-term impact. It is the removal of cells that have become old but refuse to die. These cells no longer function well, but they still remain, and they produce inflammatory signals affecting surrounding cells. When the cleaning process is active, these cells begin to be eliminated and are replaced with new, better functioning cells. This is one of the key mechanisms related to aging. Not just the number of years you live, but the quality of the cells inside you. The fifth thing operates at an even deeper level. Inside each cell, there are power plants responsible for producing energy for the entire body. Over time, these power plants degrade. They become less efficient, producing more waste than energy. When the cleaning state is activated, these faulty power plants are removed and replaced with new, more efficient units. This is why some people not only feel healthier, but also feel younger. Not just a feeling, but a real change in biological performance. If you look at all of this together, you will see a clearer picture. This is not a weight loss trick, not a trend. This is a state your body was designed to reach, but rarely gets the chance to access. And the most important part is, you do not need to add anything from the outside to activate it. You just need to Stop interrupting it. Part 3. How to activate the cleaning state in a practical way. Not extreme. Not complicated. If you understand the mechanism, then the next question is very simple. How do you actually get your body to enter that state in a stable way? Not just once, but repeated long enough to create change? The answer is not about eating less. It is about creating the right window of time. Your body does not need to be forced. It needs the right conditions. The simplest way to create those conditions is to extend the period of time you do not eat. Not all day. Just long enough for the body to switch states. This is why the 16-8 model is widely used, not because it is special, but because it aligns with how the body works. You finish your last meal in the evening and delay your first meal the next day. There is nothing complicated here. You still eat. You just change the timing. What matters is not the number 16, but whether you give your body enough time to move through two phases, the energy processing phase and the phase where cleaning begins. If you eat again too soon, you remain stuck in the first phase. So instead of thinking, I have to fast for 16 hours, think more simply. I need to extend my non-eating window long enough for my body to switch states. A practical way to apply this, you have dinner around 7 o'clock. After that, you do not eat anything else. You sleep. You wake up and you do not eat immediately. You give your body a few more hours. That is exactly the part most people miss. The morning window, when you have not eaten yet, is when your body is closest to the deep cleaning state. And this is where the difference is made. Not in the evening, but in the morning. If you break this state with sugar, fast carbs, or snacks, you almost go back to the beginning. So if you want to do it right, your first meal of the day is very important. Not because it provides energy, but because it determines how long you maintain a stable state afterward. If you start with sugar, insulin rises quickly. The body shifts strongly into storage mode, and you will feel hungry again very soon. But if you start with protein and fat, the change is completely different. Insulin rises more slowly. Energy remains stable. You are not pulled back into the continuous eating loop. This is not theory. This is how you maintain the biological state you have just created. During the non-eating window, you can still support your body without interrupting this process. Water. Obvious, but often overlooked. A small amount of salt in water can help balance electrolytes, especially when you extend your fasting period. Black coffee. No sugar, no milk. It does not interrupt the cleaning state. And in many cases, it even helps you stay alert. Green tea. A lighter option, but still enough to support your internal system to function more efficiently. The important thing is, you do not need to add too many things. You do not need expensive supplements. No complicated methods. You just need to stop interfering with a process. Your body already knows how to perform. And this is where many people make mistakes. They try to do everything at once. Strict dieting, overtraining, changing their entire routine in just a few days. But the body does not respond well to extremes. It responds to consistency. A daily non-eating window is far more valuable than one excessive effort followed by giving up. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be consistent enough, and when you do it long enough, your body will begin to adapt. No more discomfort, like at the beginning. No more feeling of lack. What remains is a more stable state. Clearer? More efficient. Part 4. The final truth. Not everyone should do the same thing, and how not to do it wrong at this point. There is something you need to understand very clearly. The mechanism is real, but the application cannot be the same for everyone. The biggest mistake is not doing it. It is applying the right mechanism in the wrong context. If you enter this state while your body is under too much stress, sleep deprived, or undernourished, you will not receive the benefits. You are only adding more pressure. The body does not distinguish between fasting to improve and fasting from stress. It only reads signals. If the overall signal is excessive deprivation, it will respond by conserving, holding on to fat, reducing energy, slowing everything down. This is why some people try, but see no results. Not because the method is wrong, but because the foundation is not right. You need to reassess 3 factors before applying any strategy. The first is sleep. If you are not getting enough sleep, your body is already in a state of stress. Hormones are disrupted. Energy regulation is reduced. In that state, extending your non-eating window does not optimize you. It only makes your body more stressed. The second is nutritional quality. If you eat less, but lack protein, lack healthy fats, lack micronutrients, your body does not have enough materials to recover. You are cleaning, but have nothing to rebuild with. The third is your overall stress level. Stress does not only come from work, it comes from lack of sleep, poor nutrition, overtraining, and psychological pressure. If your entire system is already overloaded, adding another control factor does not make things better. It only makes the system collapse faster. So the right approach is not to force yourself into a number. It is to adjust based on your actual condition. You can start simpler. No need for 16 hours immediately. Just extend a little longer than your current baseline. Observe how your body responds. Not through emotion, but through real signals. Are you more alert? Is your energy more stable? Are you constantly hungry? If things are moving in the right direction, you continue. If not, you adjust. This is not a challenge. This is a process of learning how to read your body, and this is the difference between those who succeed and those who give up. One person tries to follow the formula, another understands the mechanism and adapts. If you remember only one thing after this video, remember this: your body does not need you to do more. It needs you to stop doing it wrong long enough, because that repair process is not something you have to create. It has been there from the beginning. You just need to give it a chance. And now I really want to ask you a question. Not to test you, but to help you reflect. When was the last time you allowed your body to go without food long enough for it to truly begin cleaning? Have you ever felt your mind become clearer at a time when you were not eating? Or have you never gone far enough to reach that state? Comment the longest number of hours you have ever tried and how you felt at that moment. If you want to understand your body in a simple but accurate way and not get pulled into conflicting advice out there, stay with this channel. We are not trying to make things more complicated. We are simply clarifying what has always existed inside you